In this video, I'd like to demonstrate some more new features for layout editing in Analog Office 2008. And so for this example, I have a couple of in-mouse devices, 4 fingers each, and I have their gates and drains tied together, and I'm going to start to route up some of these connections. And I'm going to do it using a new feature, the ability to associate what we would call dumb shapes or primitive shapes with the nets. So I'm going to select these, select one of these route lines, and you can see in the schematic that I've picked the gate net. And I'm going to start off just by routing a trace that is running along the bottom here. And so now we can see the route line there, and that's just on metal 3. That's a 1 micron wide line, metal 3. And I'm going to draw myself a little manifold, a little connection connecting these gate fingers, these individual gate fingers. So I can do some kind of custom thing. I'm going to go to the Layout tab, and I'll choose those fingers are on poly. So I'll choose the poly layer. Select that. And I'm going to draw a polygon. And I'm holding down Control, so I'm snapping to the edge here. And let's see, I'm going to come out. Let's say I'll come down by -1 using the coordinate entry. And then I'll draw a little taper here. Let's say -0.5. And I'm just going to draw half of it. I'll do this. I'll draw half, and then I'll copy and paste, flip it over, and then snap myself to the edge there, and then I'll use the union command. Draw, modify shapes union. So now I have a nice little tapered manifold. And what I'm going to do is associate this this shape with this net. So I can just click on the net, holding down Shift to click on the shape, and I choose Associate Net Routes. So now you can see the route lines are actually coming to this shape. I'll slide this into the device a little bit. Copy and paste here. See, that's lined up. There we go. And so now to add the vias, I'm actually going to manually drop down from metal 3 to poly. And a nice via there. Do the same here. And actually, so again, to mirror these, what I'll do is I'll draw halfway through. I'm going to copy this net, hit paste, hold down Control to flip it over, and click to finish it off. And there, so I have a nice connection. And now for the drains, to connect the drains together, I'll click on that net. I'll stay up on metal 3, and I'll click on that net. So to route the drains, I'll click on this net, and I'll just draw a wide line. I'm going to change my width here. I'm going to hit the Tab key and change my width to 3 microns wide. And I'll go all the way across from the outside of one pin to the outside of another of the far pin. And there's my connection. If I go check out the 3D view, I can see what that looks like. And now, because these shape iNets are now identified as being part of this net, it's understood that the system understands that they're electrically part of the same net. And so if I choose to extract this net for EM extraction, then I'll drop in an extract block. Press Control L to bring up my add circuit element. Extract. So when I click on the extract block here, say I want to highlight the things that are being extracted, those shape-based or those raw polygons now are part of this electrical net, and they'll go into the EM extraction. And they'll also be considered for when I want to check for iNet shorts. So if I were on this net, which remember is the drain net, and say I'd accidentally routed this, I'm going to drop down to the poly layer, and let's say I routed these too close and shorted them out. Now if I bring up the DRC dialog, I'll say I'm going to run the route lines, run the iNet short check. And I get an error highlighting that net. So this is a new feature for Analog Office 2008 shape-based iNets.